Right, morning. As you can see, I've actually remembered to record it the right way round this time. So this is part 2 on the sedan. Right, so let's have a quick catch up on the sedan's engine. So, where we left this the last time. New adapters came, got the turbo cold side welded, got this elbow on, so this clears all the bulkhead, and this is all pretty much getting ready for a front mount intercooler. Now, this silicone wasn't ideal. I really needed a 45 to keep it as tight to this manifold as possible. So, of course, Amazon's finest, next day delivery, there we go. So now I can chuck that in there, and we should be able to begin fabbing boost work piping. Quickly just cut that silicone down, and that's roughly how I'm hoping I can run it against the bulkhead. So at the moment, I'm starting to tape some bits up to get a rough idea of what's going in, but how I'm hoping this to run is basically to just come the other side of the vacuum pump there. So there's a couple of reasons for this. So the sedan still runs the standard battery box. I am hoping that's a standard 306 battery box, because that's all I've got to hand. But yeah, so that will give me quite a decent amount of space. Originally I wanted to bring it that close to the rocker cover, but as you can see, fuel filter, everything else like that is going to be in the way of that path. Clearest path is just dead across there. So I'm going to dig around my scrap bits. I've got a couple of boxes of bends where I can literally recycle like some of these pipes and stuff. These are actually the original intercooler pipes off the estate, but with the gearbox mount turbo she won't no longer need her. But yeah, I've got bits and bobs everywhere, and as you can hear, bandsaws going away in the background, where I'm just trying to cut up some old pipes and recycle some of the fittings, bends and stuff what I've actually got laying around. So we'll ignore that weld because that was when I was learning. But yeah, might as well use this stuff. Right, so as you see from the last clip, I've started tacking up this top boost pipe already. So I've changed the design of it again. I was planning to come sort of over the top there, wasn't going to have enough clearance. Thought about putting some pie cuts in here, it was getting too fancy. Sometimes we just need a good manual bend. Now, I've dropped the 90 out of here, mainly because of clearance on the bulkhead. Not 100% certain what clearance I've got. Also, it just looks a bit more appealing than a sharp angle cutting straight across there. So there's that theory. So at the moment, right, this is all going to end up one solid boost pipe across the top, which will then go into a 2.25 reducer adapter. And at the moment, all I've done is bang some silicones on with some Jubileed this on because I believe it's at the correct angle. And then what that's going to allow me to do is I can take the turbo off again, mock it back in the estate. I know roughly where this pipe should sit in relation to here, which I'll paint mark that all up on the pipe, and then I can see if I'm going along the right tracks to try and clear everything I need to. So my biggest fear is just clearance along this back part of the bulkhead here. So fingers crossed this will fit. So I've now chucked the turbo in and the boost pipe. I've got the paint marks lined up, apart from that one does not line up with the reference marker there. So looking at this, it's pretty much almost touching the bulkhead. It is touching my heater matrix pipe and pushing that back, but what I'm more concerned about is the fact that that has pushed that forward. So the only way to truly test that theory, I've now got to put the inlet manifold into. So rather frustratingly, I'm back to the original plan, which Had I not been trying to make a pretty looking pipe, I would have stuck with. So I've got plenty of room back here, as you can see. Comes straight along the bulkhead, comes out lovely under there, and I should just be able to drop a boost pipe from here sort of under there. That should be job done on that one. And of course I can hear you guys screaming already at the screen, get the manifold test fitted and make sure you got clearance. And that I certainly have. So this is the winning option. Just got to make a bracket to hold that pipe, which I'm thinking is probably going to come just underneath here. There's a nut which holds this vacuum servo on, so I'll probably make a nice L-shaped bracket with a support in there, and that will pretty much be that boost pipe done. I'll then bead it up. I've got to centralise it a little bit more, but there's tons of play on the silicone in the back there, so I'll centralise it up and then come nicely in here, hopefully leaving enough room for 2.5 inch induction pipe to come somewhere through here, but that's yet to be seen. Right, so that's pretty much the lower boost pipe almost complete. So that bottom bit down here is all out of recycled pipe from the original estate. The only thing looking at it is where it's been welded here. I reckon it just wants about a 10mm section out just to move this off this cable here. So while I'm fabricating everything else, I might as well cut that welded bead out and redo it. But yeah, this is pretty much how it's coming along. So this will be a silicone here, tape is due to be welded, and yeah, we're getting there or thereabouts. I'm going to move and centralise this up into this tunnel just that little way, mainly just for the clearance there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'll be back down again tomorrow and I'll be rolling with the same video just to see this pipe through. Right, as you can tell it's sunny, it is day 2, however I'm going to cut this video off short. So that lower boost pipe, I've kind of got it tacked up, there's just that 10mm section to take out of it. However, I'm going to do that in the next video. Also, we're not going to be welding anything solid just yet. I want to get all the pipes mocked into place and then we shall go from there. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode, so it's a nice short sweet one. As per normal guys, cheers for watching and I'll catch you next time.